First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing this truth and sincerity by Shem Rokah Kodash. As you can see, the title of this article says, not all Republicans are embracing McConnell's wackxxine push. Read what some had to say when asked this week. And the article goes on to say, nearly half of House Republicans still won't say publicly whether they wax that thing up against Corona 19. Even as new cases rise nationwide, some of the 97 Republicans who aren't sharing their vaccination status told CNN they don't have a responsibility to model behavior to their constituents. I don't think it's anybody's damn business whether I wax that thing up or not, Republican Representative Chip Roy of Texas told CNN. This is ridiculous what we're doing. The American people are fully capable of making an educated decision about whether they want to get waxed or not. Over the past few months, CNN has sent multiple inquiries to members of Congress and reviewed public statements, but is unable to confirm the wax status of almost half the Republican conference. Still, a few of them offered some explanations during hallway interviews with CNN this week. Republican Representative Mark Gaetz of Florida told CNN that's very nosy of you when CNN started asking about his whack status, but the congressman cut off the question before it got to whether or not he was vaccinated. I think we should be talking more about freeing Britney, he added. Republican Andrew Clyde, a Republican from Georgia, told CNN he couldn't believe that reporters were asking about his status. In the Republican Senate conference, 46 of 50 senators confirmed to CNN that they are vaccinated. Only 2 refused to say if they are not. Senators Mike Braun of Indiana and Kevin Cramer of North Dakota. I don't feel like it is my job to encourage people to do something that they don't want to do, Cramer said. More and more Republicans are starting to endorse the idea of other Americans getting waxed. But that doesn't mean every Republican wants the public to know their personal status. To be sure, the needle is starting to move ever so slightly since CNN last reported on members' statuses in May. CNN has learned of 17 more House Republicans had waxed that thing up. CNN confirmed that 114 of 211 Republicans in the House have been vaccinated, meaning 54% of the Congress. And the persistent silence stands out even more this week as the Delta variant rages across the country and has even made its way to Capitol Hill. Pushed on if he was worried about the virus spreading or mutating, the longer people wait to get waxed, Cramer said. Nah, I don't. You know me. I haven't been worried about this since the beginning, he added later. I am a policymaker. I am not an educator. There is this fixation on certain things, and vaccines are one of them, Cramer said. None of the treatments or therapies have ever been given any credit, and people intuitively know that it is not right. And then there are the select few that go further than not disclosing their status by stating they don't plan to get it at all. The 2 GOP senators, Ron Johnson of Wisconsin and Ron Paul of Kentucky, confirmed to CNN that they have not waxed that thing up. And in the House, Thomas Massey of Kentucky is the only member since the vaccine became widely available to confirm to CNN that he has not waxed that thing up. Co-chair of the GOP Doctors Caucus Rep. Andy Harris of Maryland told CNN members that not sharing their status does not impact positive messaging around the vaccine. I would say not at all, Harris said. Look, we believe in health privacy. Oh, wow. You believe in health privacy, huh? Freshman Republican Peter Meijer of Michigan, who has been open about being waxed and encourages his constituents to do so, told CNN that while it is his colleagues' choice whether or not they want to get the wax or disclose it, I think individual leaders should do right by those who support them. And in my view, that's being upfront and honest, and it's also not doing anything that may harm those individuals. The silence from some Republicans does even more damage when considering the extent of misinformation that some Republican lawmakers are spreading. Okay, so, right, so you have some, okay, you got some House Republicans that won't say whether they've taken that thing, okay? And they've been asked, and some are being silent, some are not saying. Some are saying that like this guy, Matt Gaetz of Florida, told CNN that's very nose of you when CNN started asking about his whack status. Okay, so you know just to put it flat out, if they're not saying if they took it or not, it's because they didn't. Okay, and if they're pushing it so hard, why aren't they following, okay, by example? But what does it say here at the very top? That they don't, what does it say here? It says they don't have a responsibility to model behavior to their constituents. So they don't have to be a model, okay? They don't have to, put forth the behavior, okay? They don't have to lead it by example to those who are looking up to them. These are the Republicans, of the House of Representatives, okay? They're supposed to be setting an example, right? What did this guy say? I think we should be talking more about freeing Britney. You see? So, and this is talking about, Britney Spears and some drama she got going on. But that's just to divert people's attentions to celebrity rumors or whatnot. So, it's very funny. They a lot of people that are pushing, okay, the wackxxine are not taking it. They're not saying if they've took it or not. So that goes to show a lot right there. Okay. What does it say here? The silence from, let's run this back. The silence from some Republicans does even more damage when considering the extent of misinformation that some Republican lawmakers are spreading. Okay. Freshman Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene was temporarily suspended from Twitter on Monday after sharing misinformation about C19 and vaccines. Greene, along with fellow freshman Republican Rep. Lauren Boebert, have also invoked Nazi-era imagery to mock President Joe Biden's latest C19 vaccination efforts. Okay, so you got Republicans that are supposedly throwing dirt. Okay. And they're calling it misinformation, but it could be a controlled opposition, or they could be against it. How Bashimi Ashai knows, okay? But there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of stuff, not misinformation, but there's a lot of enchantments going on, I should say. Okay, they want to call it misinformation, but there's a lot of information pointing to the fact that that thing is very hazardous and harmful. And those who are pushing it, they're not taking it, okay? They can easily say yes, but, we've seen on the news that people are, celebrities and whatnot, have used fake needles that as soon as you touch the skin, it retracts into the needle. So, there's a lot of BS going on, but, these people, they're not saying whether they've took it or not. Very interesting. Senator Ron Johnson, one of the two non-vaccinated GOP senators, has repeatedly spread vaccine misinformation, including a news conference in June and on a right-wing radio show in May. On his colleagues who spread misinformation about C19 vaccines, Major told CNN, "I don't know why some, especially on the fringes, are doing the equivalent of telling folks not to wear seatbelts when we're suffering tremendous amounts of highway fatalities. I mean, your voters are believing this. So there's a moral and humanitarian imperative to be upfront and honest," Major said. "At the end of the day, every leader is going to be accountable for his or her own actions." Right. Because if you don't take a stance against this, then you are a culprit. You're in cahoots, okay, with this wicked agenda and this thing, this potion, okay, that is harmful. See, and you could read the rest. Let's read this. All right, let's start here. This is Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, a polio survivor, has long advocated for vaccines and has talked about vaccines during multiple visits to his home state of Kentucky. But on Tuesday, he issued one of his fiercest calls to get vaccinated yet. Quote, and I quote, "These shots need to get in everybody's arm as rapidly as possible, or we're going to be back in a situation in the fall that we don't yearn for, that we went through last year," McConnell said Tuesday. "I want to encourage everybody to do that and to ignore all these other voices that are giving demonstrably bad advice. I think you should be vaccinated," Republican Representative James Comer of Kentucky later pleaded to viewers on CNN Wednesday. "It's not too late." You see? So, and you can read the rest, but, and it's a lot to read. Okay, it's a lot to read, a lot of mumbo jumbo, but basically, you got Republicans, okay, in the government, in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, that are not disclosing their vaccination status, okay? And you can only ask yourself, why? Why are they not telling people if they are, if they have been, seeing as how they are pushing it so much, okay? And if you speak against it, okay, you're spreading misinformation, you're spreading lies. They want to silence you, and you're being demonized. Okay, so if you're in the government, there's no way you can go against it. So if you're for it, then why aren't you telling people that you've been vaccinated? That's the question. Okay, and if you haven't, what's taking you so long? But here it is. They say they don't have to model they don't have a responsibility to model behavior to the constituents. So, they're going in circles. That they don't want to tell the truth. As all devils don't want to tell the truth. But nonetheless, Yahweh Shem Yashai sees all. And basically, I just wanted to get this real quick. This is Matthew 5:37. This is, "But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, or whatsoever is more than these cometh evil." Okay, and as you read, they just basically go in circles, passing the buck or on one another. In reality, man, none of these people are probably taking it. You see. Look at what it says here. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had left, and then Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell were vaccinated with their first dose in December, and that's a lie. That's a lie. This thing is harmful, okay, and they're not going to take it. So anything that they say, okay, is evil, and they're accustomed to doing evil, okay? That's why their communication is not yay, yay, or nay, nay. They're just going in circles, They have not took this thing. They haven't took this potion. Okay, so they're wicked, and they're liars. And you can read the rest of this. It's just something that I saw, and I thought that it was that I had to do a video on it. Let's see. So, they're just saying whatever they want. Some Republicans that have pushed for COVID vaccines all along, that's a lie. That's a lie. These people ain't taking it. If they are, they're being bamboozled by their government. Okay? And they can spread this jargon, this propaganda, but it's all evil. Okay? It's all lies, and it's all circles. We know what it is. Okay? They're pushing for it like no other, and that's because it has to be evil, okay? So I just wanted to bring this out, man, like the scriptures say, let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh evil, okay? And them going in circles is all evil and propaganda to get more people to basically wax that thing up, Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to say shalom.